Hello, I'm Zoe.
I'm Noah,
This is my son.
and we're a part of the Camp Bestival face painting team.
The Camp Bestival face painting team is run by Poppy and Pearl, Face and Body Art. Lots of you will regulars will know Nam Nams and maybe Philly. So we're usually based in the Lower Kids Garden, which is right by the Helter Skelter, and we often are in a red and white big tent, and there's lots of us. Anyway, we're delighted this weekend, as we're in lockdown, me and Noah, to be able to show you some techniques so you can do your own face painting, or a boy's design, a girl's design, and a tiger design. So enjoy. Ready to get painted, Noah?
Yeah, let's get going.
Right, festival goers, I'm going to tell you what you need to face paint your loved ones this weekend. Most importantly, face paints. So this is cosmetic paint. You can't use poster paints, acrylic paints, oil paints, watercolour paints, or any crafty paints. It must be face paints, which hopefully you've got some of. You'll only need 2 colours and black and white, ideally. Just see what you've got in the cupboard. You need water to activate the paint. I use a water spray, which is great because it just gives you a little bit of water. That's for when you're using a sponge. It's another thing you need. This is a nice soft sponge. This is actually just a baby sponge for a bath, chopped up. Plus you need a pot or 2 of water for when you use your brushes. Did I talk about the brushes, Noah? No, the brushes are next. The brushes, small brushes if you can. See what you've got in your art cupboard. You want soft ones, not scratchy, hard ones, because they'll hurt the person's face. I've got 3 different sizes. Basically, small, medium and large would be great. There you go. And glitter, if you've got some glitter, because it's not a festival without glitter, really, is it? So I've got fine glitter, and again, this is cosmetic glitter. You can't use the glitter that is in your craft cupboard, because that's different glitter, which could scratch your face, and it could really hurt you if you've got it in your eyes. So you must use cosmetic glitter. And I've got chunky glitter as well, which is the stuff you get when we work at Camp Bestival. And this is the stuff that you can have down the side of your face. And for this you need to apply it with a gel, such as aloe vera. And then just remember, when you're going to take it off, best thing to use is a flannel. Flannel and water and soap. Don't use wipes. It's wipes, just spread it around your face. I know when we're at Camp Bestival, running water is a little hard to find. So, but you're at home, get the flannel out, get some soap and water out. There you go, we're ready to go. Are you ready? Action. So, to prepare your paint to go onto the face, you get your paintbrush. This is one, it's called a number 6, but it's just sort of a medium sized brush. Dunk it in your water, so you've got a nice bit of water in there. Go to the paint, gently swirl it around on the surface of the paint, and what's happening is the water's activating the paint, and it's making it nice and creamy, and the brush is picking it up. So that's what's called loading the brush. So there we have a loaded brush. Right, now Noah can focus on my hand. This is the sort of strokes we're going to do on the face. Pushing it down, lifting it up, pushing it down, lifting it up. The more sort of smooth you go, the pointier lines you'll get. forwards, backwards. So the brush is going the direction you're going each time, forward and back. And you want to be smaller at one end, smaller at the other end, bigger in the middle. And that's the red paint. So you get your paintbrush now and you can do these nice little zigzag, small, getting bigger, in your red. See how I'm sort of following the cheekbone? Zigzag, zigzag. Large, up, down to small. Voila! Now, while that's still wet, I'm going to put some black on it. No, I'm not. I'm going to put glitter on it. So, you dip your finger in some water, get your chunky glitter, dab it on the wet paint. Now the wet paint will work as a glue. Don't rub it around, just dab it. There we go. Now you can get a slightly smaller brush with some black. So for the black, I'm going to use a slightly smaller brush, dunk in the water, go to the paint, swirl it around to pick up the paint. I need a bit more, I can tell. So you can just, if you just dunk the brush back in the water, it doesn't all come off. So you're adding more water to the paint. So there we go. So then we're going back over what we've done in between, forward and back, forward and back. See here, the paint's a bit dry there. This is what happens if it's too dry. So I'm going to add a little bit more water. And then it's thicker. See? That's the black. And add some black detail. So again, I'm just going to sort of follow and fill in that bit there. Need a bit more black. Going in the gaps. Like that. That looks pretty good. And then even with a smaller brush, I'm just going to put some little white highlights on. And now for the white, I'm using a long thin brush, but you can just use one of your smallest brushes, something like this will work. Dunk it in the water, go to the white. This one you can sort of pull the paint onto the brush because it's so long. I don't want to bend the bristles too much, and I'm pulling it through, so I'm putting the water through the paint and making it creamy. So there we have a loaded brush. You got that in focus, Noah? And for this one I'm going to do some cross hatching, so I'm going to do 3 one way, couple the other way. Can you see that? This you can actually do you can do sort of swirls and things with it too. It's quite hard to control, or you can do long lines, and that's the white. White highlights, which I'm going to use this very fine brush to do. I'm just going to do, with boys' designs, you just want straight lines. I'm going to do some cross hatching, this is called, so one way and the other, one way and the other. Just go on top of some of those lines. And there we go. We have a nice boy's design. Let's see what you think, Noah.
Wow. I love it.
Do you love it?
Yeah.
Turn this way, then. I'm trying to do a clever thing with the mirror, but it's not working probably. There you go, that's the boy's design. So this is where the spray comes in. When you're loading a sponge, you spray the paint. So I'm going to do pink and turquoise. So my turquoise is over here. I'll do pink and green here, that's just fine. So I'm just spraying the surface, not too much. Then you get your dry sponge, totally dry. This is the secret of good sponging. Lots of people just use a wet sponge and then it gets too wet. You literally rub around and around and around, and you're mixing the water up. And you do the same with that side, turning it round, and it's ready. Okay, close your eyes gently. What I'm going to do is I've got two colours on the sponge like I showed you how to do. So they're all ready and they're wet. So now they're wet, we need to get them on. What I'm going to do is squeeze this sponge so it's thin at the end. Close your eyes. And then when it's thin, I can do it over the eye. This is going to be very girly, Noah. And then you tip it round the sponge to get the other colour on. Then we can come back with some pink here. I'm going to do pink here. Turn your head that way, Noah. Dab, 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 dab. So you're putting the paint onto the face just by dabbing it, really. So a little bit of a drag, a little bit of a dab. I've switched it round again. We're going to have some pink at the top. So basically, a good eye design for girls is sort of like a C around the eye. C shape or a moon shape. And that's the base. And then on top of that, we're going to put some flowers and leaves. So like I showed you with the white, you just load up the brush with the white, which I'm doing out of shot, but you will have seen. Here's my brush full of white. Then I'm going to put on the cheekbone, pressing it down like that. Got a petal, and I'm going to do another one right next to it, so then you can see you can. This is also how you make a heart. There we have our flower. I'll do another one here. It just makes it a little bit more interesting than just doing thin petals. If you do these, then I'm going to do 2 and 1, 2 and 1. So you see you've got a C shape, 2 flowers and some sort of flying petals. And then you just need to do some dots. You could do some dots of glitter. See what glitter you've got. Dunk your finger in the water. This paint's hopefully still a bit wet, so I'm going to push it into that glitter and then dab that on here and there, like so. Then I'm going to get a smaller brush and use some green, because I'm going to do some leaves. But you don't have to, well, maybe do green, maybe blue. I'll do blue. So I'm loading the brush up with some blue, and I'm just going to sort of join this together a bit. If you push it down and pull it along, you've got leaves. And then if you're feeling creative. You can do a little swirl at the end, a little swirl out the side, like that. And, or you could, you know, that would be fine, or you could put some dots in the middle. For dots, I use a slightly fatter brush, and I'm just loading this as it's flatter at the end, so you get nicer dots, because my glitter wasn't working very well. Dot, dot, dot. Now you can do some dots here and some dots there. And there we go. We have a flower design. So for the tiger, struggling with this dog, you spray your orange paint, spray your yellow paint. If you haven't got a spray, you can use a little water dripper. Then you go with a dry sponge and rub it into the paint. And there you've got your two colours ready to do your tiger. So you spray both colours at the same time, rub in one side, turn it round, rub the other side. You've got your two colours ready for your tiger. And then you need another sponge to do your white, which I'm spraying my white. Do that separately. And that's the preparation for the tiger. Always winning colours for a tiger. So, what I'm going to do though is use the edge of the sponge to make the shape of the tiger's face. So I'm going to do a little tiger. So I'm going up and round. These are going to be the ears, up and round. Dab, 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 dab. I need more paint, I can tell, because there's not enough coming off the sponge. So I'm spraying the paint and rubbing it on. Then I've turned it round and I'm putting on the yellow. Dab, 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 dab. Dab, 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 dab. I'm sort of going from the centre out. And then I'm going to turn it round, so I've got the orange on the outside. Orange on the outside. And yellow. But this is it is dry, the paint is dry, so I'm going back to get some more paint. So I'm spraying the paint, rubbing the sponge into the paint, and then you can dab, dab, dab it on. I'm putting on the yellow. So basically you do the light colour in the middle. You don't have to have yellow and orange, you can have a blue tiger, a pink tiger, anything you like. The light colour in the middle, the darker colour on the outside. And then if you have got some white, you load some white on a sponge, and that goes underneath the nose. Which is an interesting tiger. It's going to have a little moustache. And I'm going to do that over the eyes. If you've got younger children, don't worry about going on the eyes, it might not work. So there you have the base. Then you want to get a brush, quite a big brush. It can be a thinner brush if you want, it doesn't matter. You're loading up your black. Make sure you get a nice thick paint consistency, creamy. Now some brands like Snazaroo, they're great brands. They don't go as thin and malleable as other paints. So you might find it's harder to get good lines. What I want to show you first is the nose. Cat's nose. You go underneath the nose. Underneath. So not over the top here. That's where lots of people get it wrong with cats' noses. It's just the bottom bit of the nose. There you go, cat's nose. Then you want to line down the middle. Just coming out with a little V. Leave the bottom lip. You want to take the V right down to there. Then from here you go out from the mouth and up there. Out from the mouth. You can follow the shape of the lines on the face. So there you have the tiger's snout. You can do a line up over the eye to make the tiger's eyes stand out. And then I'm going to go round the outside with a sort of like that red lines we were doing. This makes it look like fur. Turn this way please, Emma. Down. I'm doing sort of spikes. See that? Oh, that dog's slightly irritating. The perils of filming in your back garden. Doing little furry lines, like so. And then we're going to do some stripes. So I'm going to do a little V up here. You can do a couple of those. This a bit around the head. Then at the base, come down from the eye, going up. Do 2 of those. And 1 down there. So I'm sort of doing a U. I'm pushing down, then pulling up. Pushing down, pulling up. And pushing down, going down. We could do a thing around the ears there. And then we will just do the whisker lines, or you can do dots. So you can either go dot, 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 dot like that, or you can just pull in a line. And I do 3 on each side. Out to in, out to in. Let's do some little teeth there. You can do, you don't have to. And as we're at a festival, we'll do the lip with different colour. I think I'm going to go blue. Open your mouth slightly. That's it. I've got a different brush. I've got a bit of a flat brush here. There we go, Noah. And let's put a bit of glitter on. Put your head back, close your eyes. This is the fine glitter. I'm just tapping a little bit on. And it's so fine it will just stick to the paint. And there we have your tiger. So, good luck everyone.
Good.
Hope you enjoy your face painting. And just remember, it's just a bit of fun, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Thank you, Noah.
It's alright.
Happy lockdown, festival goers.